Hello, I'm Sonia from the Hair Rejuvenation Clinic. I hope you enjoy our deep dive series on the advantages of lab-made growth factors over platelet-rich plasma, otherwise known as PRP. The text summary of this episode can be found on our blog. I will post the link in the comments for you.
Hair loss, it's something that really touches so many lives, isn't it?
It really does. Millions of people.
And for so many, it's not just, the hair itself. It hits your confidence, how you feel just walking out the door.
Yeah, it can really impact your quality of life. Absolutely.
And for years, if you started looking into treatments, one name popped up a lot, PRP, platelet-rich plasma therapy.
Right. PRP. Using your own blood, concentrating the platelets. It's been a very common approach.
Exactly. Many of you listening might have heard of it, maybe even looked into it. But today, we're doing a deep dive into something else, something really quite groundbreaking. We're talking about lab-grown growth factors. And, well, they're looking like a serious new front-runner in tackling hair loss.
A potential game changer, for sure.
So our mission here is to really understand why. Why is this science maybe more consistent, more potent, even more convenient? And why are people starting to call it the future of hair restoration?
That's a great way to put it. And to really get why these lab-grown factors are such a big deal, we should probably start with the basics. What are growth factors?
Good point. Lay the groundwork.
Okay, so think of them as these naturally occurring proteins, almost like a specialized fertilizer for your hair follicles. That's a good analogy.
Fertilizer for hair. I like that.
Yeah, and their job is critical. They basically signal your cells to, well, grow. They improve blood flow, which is vital for the scalp. And maybe most importantly, they kickstart the hair's growth phase. That's called the anagen phase.
Ah, okay. The active growing part.
Precisely. And when we talk about the key ones for hair, science points to a few specific players. There's VEGF, vascular endothelial growth factor.
Right.
Then FGF, fibroblast growth factor, and PDGF, platelet-derived growth factor.
Yeah.
These aren't just letters. They're the crucial signals telling dormant follicles to wake up and grow.
Got it. VEGF, FGF, PDGF, the key team.
All right.
So, okay, that's a great foundation. Both PRP and these lab-grown factors aim to deliver these proteins. But, how they're made and used, that's where things really differ, right? What are those key differences?
It really comes down to consistency and precision. That's the heart of the comparison.
Okay.
So at PRP, you draw the patient's blood, spin it down in a centrifuge to get those concentrated platelets, and then they release growth factors. Sounds logical.
Yeah, seems straightforward.
And it has worked for some people. But here's the catch, the challenge. Yeah. The quality and the actual amount of growth factors you get depends entirely on your blood at that specific moment.
Ah, so it varies from person to person, or even day to day.
Exactly. Your health, your age, even how stressed you are when you go in for the treatment.
Right.
It can all affect the concentration of those vital proteins. It's unpredictable.
Like you said, baking a cake where the ingredients change each time.
Pretty much. One POP session might give you a decent result, the next might not so much. That inconsistency is frustrating for both patients and doctors.
Yeah, I can see that. That variability sounds like a major hurdle if you want reliable results. So how do the lab-grown ones tackle that? What's the secret sauce there?
Well, this is really where they stand out. Unlike PRP, these factors are engineered meticulously in controlled lab settings.
Okay, so not dependent on my blood draw that morning.
Not at all. They use advanced biotech, maybe recombinant DNA tech, where they get microorganisms to produce specific factors or sophisticated stem cell cultures. The whole point is consistency.
Right.
We're talking precise, optimized amounts of VEGF, FGF, PDGF, formulated specifically for stimulating hair growth. There's no guesswork, no variability based on your diet or stress.
So you know exactly what you're getting each time.
Exactly. Reliable, predictable product, every single treatment. That standardization is key.
That consistency alone sounds like a huge plus. But what about the actual power, the potency? Can lab-grown factors pack more of a punch?
Yes, potency is definitely another major advantage. Because they're engineered, they can be formulated to have much higher concentrations of the most important growth factors.
Higher levels than what you might get naturally from your own platelets.
Potentially, yes. And maybe even more importantly, the right combination of factors. We're seeing evidence for this in studies too.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, for example, there was a 2023 study looking at exosome-based therapies. These are like tiny messengers packed with lab-grown growth factors. And it showed significant improvements in hair density compared directly to PRP.
Exosomes. Okay, so that's one way these lab-grown factors are delivered.
It's a key delivery mechanism being explored, yes. And what's fascinating here is why they can be more potent,
Go on.
because they can be tailored. You can create the ideal mix and strength to target specific biological pathways that control hair growth.
Pathways. You mentioned some earlier, like beta-catenin, sonic.
Exactly. Beta-catenin, part of the WNT pathway, is like a master switch telling stem cells to make new follicles or regenerate old ones. It's fundamental.
Wow, okay.
And sonic hedgehog, or SH pathway, is critical for pushing follicles into that active growth phase, the anagen phase, and keeping them there.
So PRP is more like a general boost from whatever your body provides.
Right. A broad spectrum.
Whereas lab-grown factors are like targeted strikes on these specific growth switches.
Precisely. It allows for a much more focused, potentially more effective intervention right where it's needed.
That makes a lot of sense scientifically, but thinking practically now, convenience and comfort for the person getting the treatment.
Huge factor.
With PRP, you've got the blood draw every single time. For some, that's just inconvenient, it takes extra time. For others, if you hate needles or blood, it's genuinely uncomfortable, maybe even causes anxiety.
Definitely. And it's not even ideal for everyone. If someone has anemia, for example, their platelet count might be low, affecting the PRP quality.
Right, so suitability is also an issue.
Correct. Lab-grown factors just bypass all of that.
How so?
Because they're made in bulk in a lab, they're essentially off the shelf and ready to use. No need for your blood, no waiting for it to be processed in the clinic.
Okay, so faster treatments.
Much quicker sessions, usually. No needle for the blood draw at each visit, which is a big plus for comfort. It's just a smoother experience overall.
And probably easier for the clinics, too, I imagine. Streamlines things.
Definitely. It's more efficient all around. A win-win on the practical side.
And speaking of comfort, let's touch on safety. With PRP, even though it's generally safe, you are handling blood. Is there any risk there?
Well, anytime you're dealing with biological material directly from a patient, there's a small inherent risk. Infection, if sterile procedures aren't perfect, is always a theoretical concern with blood handling.
Okay, so careful processing is key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the advantage with lab-grown factors is their production environment. They're made in highly sterile, controlled pharmaceutical settings.
Like medicine production.
Exactly. That minimizes the risk of contamination or even irritation because the product is purified and standardized under really strict quality controls.
So, more peace of mind for the patient.
I think so, yes. Knowing you're getting a clean, consistent product made under optimal safety conditions, it reduces some of those variables tied to processing individual blood samples.
It really does sound like a leap forward on multiple fronts: effectiveness, experience, safety, and it seems to fit right into where the hair loss market is heading.
Oh, completely. That market is booming.
Yeah, the numbers are huge, projected nearly $6 billion by 2033. With significant growth each year.
Right. And why is it growing? Because people want innovative solutions. They want personalized approaches. They want things that feel more natural but are backed by real science.
They're moving beyond older methods, maybe.
Exactly. And lab-grown factors, well, they check all those boxes.
So customizable, you mean?
Very much so. They can potentially be tailored to your specific type of hair loss, like androgenetic alopecia, which is pattern baldness.
Right, common toe.
Or something like telogen effluvium, that shedding after stress or illness. Because you can formulate specific combinations, you can target the underlying biology more precisely.
And it's cutting-edge biotech.
Absolutely. It leverages precision engineering, harnessing the body's own regenerative signals in a controlled way. It aligns perfectly with this whole move towards regenerative and personalized medicine.
So compared to this, PRP starts to look maybe a bit dated.
Well, it was an important step, no doubt. But yes, compared to this wave of engineered, targeted innovation, it feels like a step behind.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of the science, the practicalities. Let's bring it back to the listener. If you're out there exploring options for hair loss, what does all this actually mean for you? What are the key takeaways?
Right, the practical questions. Let's tackle those head on.
First big one. Does it really work?
Yes. The simple answer is yes. The research is showing clear benefits. Studies consistently demonstrate that lab-grown factors can outperform PRP, boosting hair density and how fast new hair grows.
And these aren't just small differences.
No, often they report statistically significant results. P-values less than 0.05, which basically means the positive effects are very unlikely just due to chance. The evidence is strong.
Okay, effective. Next question. Is it safe? We touched on this, but to reiterate.
Yes, it's considered very safe. That sterile lab production process really minimizes the risks you might associate with blood-based treatments like PRP. You're getting a controlled, purified product, less worry about contamination or inconsistent preparation.
Good to know. Now, the tricky one, what about cost? Is this going to break the bank?
Yeah, that's always a fair question. Transparency is key here. Lab-grown treatments might have a higher cost per session up front compared to, say, PRP.
Because of the advanced tech involved in making them.
Exactly. That biotech isn't cheap. However, because they tend to be more potent and consistent, you often need fewer sessions overall to get and maintain your results.
Ah, so fewer treatments needed might balance it out.
Potentially, yes. Over the long run, it could actually be more cost-effective in terms of both time and money spent. You have to look at the long-term value, not just the initial sticker price.
Makes sense. Fewer visits, potentially better results lasting longer.
That's the idea.
Okay, final big question. Is it a cure? Will my hair loss be gone forever?
That's a really important one to clarify. For most people, hair loss is an ongoing thing, often genetic or hormonal. So no, these treatments aren't a one-time cure where you never worry about it again.
Right, managing expectations is crucial.
Absolutely. But what lab-grown factors do offer is potentially much longer-lasting results compared to some older methods. They directly target those sleeving follicles, waking them up and keeping them in the growth phase longer.
So it's about managing the condition effectively long term.
Exactly. Sustained revitalization, helping you maintain fuller hair for longer periods between potential maintenance treatments.
Okay, that's a really helpful breakdown of the practical side. So just to kind of wrap up the core advantages we've deep dived into, we're seeing consistency you can rely on, potentially superior potency for better results, real convenience in terms of the treatment process, and an enhanced safety profile.
That sums it up nicely.
It really feels like these lab-grown growth factors aren't just a small tweak, they're pushing the whole field forward, kind of revolutionizing how we approach hair loss.
I think that's fair to say.
What does this deep dive mean for you and your perspective on medical innovation? We hope it sparked some curiosity. Thanks for joining us.